Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the Queen of Corruption is finally gone, aka that stupid fucking cunt Nancy Pelosi is finally resigning as Speaker of the House. She should have been kicked out of Congress fucking 40 years ago when she started cheating her way into office. But that's besides the point. Same thing with Maxine Waters. Same thing with Dianne Feinstein. Same thing with almost every single Democrat in the state of California who have committed massive voter fraud for the past fucking several decades. But, yeah. It is what it is, man. But as we're going to go over here to Breitbart news stories of the day here, we got a bunch of stuff going on. You got reign over, Pelosi steps down as leader, Swamp Queen's power span generation, possibility for Hakeem Jeffries to succeed. I don't know how that would be the case unless it was going to be as a minority leader, maybe. I don't know. Because Pelosi's not going to be speaker. Like, there's not going to be a Democrat speaker anymore, dude. It's going to be Republicans 100% at this point. Probably McCarthy, most likely, because, you know, fucking Rhino's going to Rhino is what it is, dude. And, of course, they picked Mitch the bitch yesterday as well for the thing in the U.S. Senate, which is fucking stupid as shit. So, anyway. But going on to read this, though, as it says here, says Nancy Pelosi steps aside, will not seek re-election as Democrat House leader, nor should she. Fucking bitch is like, what is it, goddamn 80 at this point or something, dude, at least. And it was just announced Thursday she will not seek re-election as Democrat House leader. Said, quote, this I will continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, which she doesn't even live in her own district, by the way. Like, point that one out. That's another thing, too, by the way. How the fuck is Nancy Pelosi still able to hold office? The same thing with Maxine Waters, when they don't even live in their fucking congressional districts. How are they able to run for office in those districts, dude? You don't represent San Francisco, you dumb cunt. You don't fucking even live in the damn district. Fuck you, Nancy Pelosi, you fucking old lush-ass cunt. You old drunkard piece of shit. Fucking demon. Anyway. And then she basically went on to go fucking fappity fap. Then we got Tom Massey says, no more money for Ukraine until we get an audit. I would say no more money for Ukraine anyway, dude. Like, fucking audit, dude. If anything, start taking it back. When it can be proven there's a whole bunch of fucking fuckery going on there, dude. And they're just stealing cash left and right over there. Like, nah, fuck that country, dude, entirely. It's a bunch of scumbags, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta go ahead and screen share this shit right here, man. This is just insane. And it makes sense, actually, when they're talking about crap with 2024 here. CNN's Collins to Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. What is the argument for you not running for president? I've said it before, I'll say it again, dude. There's a couple people that they have right now. Like, the Democrat bench is very, very low when it comes to people they actually have to run for 2024. Whitmer would be one of them. Gavin Newsom would be one of them. That potential ticket would be a whole ticket, actually. You have the ability for Michelle Obama to come back in there. I think that's probably going to be the one who they're actually going to run at this point, dude, because, again, you know, people still love the Obamas for some reason, even though they're corrupt scumbag pieces of shit entirely, dude, and they're a bunch of fucking assholes and are total fucking child molesters. But anyway, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to run Big Mike there is what it is, dude, for 2024. And the possibility, and actually I was thinking about this the other day, the really fucking scary possibility is you have a Michelle as president, and you have potentially Stacey Abrams as VP, or you have potentially like an Amelia Sykes from here in Ohio as a fucking VP nominee. And I think that's kind of why they cheated Amelia's ass in the office, dude. It's just to have her try to run for 2024 after being a one-term congresswoman is what it is, dude. And I'll tell you what, people don't know this, dude. Amelia Sykes is a fucking black supremacist. She has been for decades here in the state of Ohio, dude. She is a piece of shit, just like her father Vernon and her mom even, dude. They're all scumbags. They are literally a family of career politicians who held a congressional seat for over 30 years in the state of Ohio, with the exception of one term where it was one random dude who was like a buddy of theirs got in there for like the term between the time where Amelia couldn't run because she wasn't like old enough, or it was something where she was still in college or something like that, and her mom had to be termed out, is what it was at the time. And of course, her dad was over in our state state senate at the time or whatever it was, dude, and couldn't run himself, is what it ended up being then. And so they had to have like some dude that was a family friend or something like that run for that seat for like a 2-term, a 2-year term is what it was. And then right after that is when Amelia became literally a fucking 4-term state congresswoman. So state rep, I should say, is what it actually is. But yeah, it's just insane, dude. And yeah, she's just pushed all kinds of black supremacist ideology since then, dude. Anti-white racism, all kinds of other shit for that matter as well, dude. Just ridiculous entirely. Then we got GOP-led House opens probe into Biden family, tax evasion, money laundering, and human trafficking. You forgot pedophilia and a bunch of other stuff for that matter, dude. Then we got Thanksgiving gas prices set to break record. FTX founder and Democrat super donor admits woke effective altruism is an act. Not surprising on that one. We got ratings. At least 12.5 million watched President Trump announced his possibility to run for 2024 there. I didn't watch it because then it was going to happen anyway. I don't know, man. Like, between Trump and DeSantis at this point, I say fuck them both, honestly. Like, give me a third option in the Republican Party there is what it is, dude. Then the reason I say that specifically is because Trump is... He's just a dumb motherfucker anymore, it seems like, dude. Like, he basically is proving he's just an idiot at this point, honestly. And when you have him attacking, like... And the thing is, like, DeSantis is getting more popular, even though he's a neocon. The big thing with DeSantis is he should probably be in prison right now for crimes against humanity at this point, dude, because he legitimately jabbed up most of his state at this point, dude. And when it's proven that stuff, you know, is coming out now, that even Pfizer and Moderna are admitting, like, yeah, it's causing myocarditis and stuff like that, dude. Like, probably shouldn't be sitting in power anymore after that, bro. You know, if not in prison right now, honestly, for that matter. And the thing is, Trump himself should be in the same position as well on that one, dude. Because they all push Operation Warp Speed shit at this point, dude. Not to mention all the Democrats and stuff like that as well, dude. Like, everybody should be tried at this point. Like, the fact that we have not had Nuremberg trials at this point in 2022 is absolutely ridiculous, dude. The fact that nobody even realizes that Nuremberg Code has even been broken for the most part when it comes to normal people anymore, dude. And I don't mean anybody at that point. I mean normal people at this point, dude. Like, if you ask the average citizen about the Nuremberg Code, dude, they won't even know what the fuck you're talking about. The entire point is the Nuremberg Code was something set up, I believe it was either in or around Nazi Germany for crimes against humanity. And it's if you break this stuff, you are on the hook for a death penalty, basically, is what it is. And all of them, dude, every single one of them, from DeSantis to DeWine to fucking Mills up in Maine to Newsom over in California to Whitmer in Michigan to Cuomo and Hunkle in New York to Phil Murphy in New Jersey to Kate Brown in Oregon, Jay Inslee in Washington State, et cetera, dude. They've all broken it. All of them. Every single sitting Democrat governor, almost every single sitting Republican governor in 2020 broke that shit, dude. As well as President Trump, as well as his administration, as well as Pelosi and company. All of them, dude. Everybody. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous for these people to even be out of prison right now, dude. They should be lifetime imprisonment at this point, man. It's absolute bullshit. All of them, dude. Every single one. Anyway, continuing back on with the other articles for today. We got Philadelphia gas station carjackings more than quadrupled in 2022. Yeah, shocker. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A Democrat-run hell pocket for the past, 30-plus years at this point. Then we got CNN staffer. Never seen morale so low as layoffs loom. That's another thing that people aren't really talking about much, dude. You had Facebook/Meta, which is the parent company of Facebook, lay off 11,000 people the day after the election. You've had a bunch of people get laid off at Google recently. Was it Google or Amazon? I think it was Amazon. And then you've had these layoffs now talking about CNN and stuff like that, dude. And yeah, you're gonna see a Great Depression in this country in the next year or two, dude. I believe, honestly, truthfully, like it's getting scary, dude. It's getting like Venezuela level scary, where if it comes to it, dude, you're gonna have fucking zoos be raided in this country, honestly, by hungry people, where they just start like taking down elephants and stuff like that. That's what it is, dude. But anyway, then we got Chinese propaganda outlet laments Trump 2024 run a tragedy. We got TD Bank gives $500,000 to child transgender clinic, and that's another thing I want to talk about right there, actually, dude. This is the problem right here. When you have banks and stuff like that, dude, and you have big pharma and stuff like that, literally pushing this shit for the transgenderism crap. Enough is enough of this shit, dude. That's what I talked about in the last episode to the Ohio General Assembly in that message, dude, for that episode. Then we got Rhino piece of shit, Asa Hudson's looking to run for the White House. Fuck that fucking guy, dude. Fuck that fucking guy. That dude, you want to talk about somebody who outed themselves so fucking quick after they realized, oh shit, I can't run for re-election. Oh, I guess I'm going to become an anti-gun fuckboy then is what it is, dude. That dude is one of the biggest, shadiest, snake in the grass pieces of fucking shit ever, dude. For real. Fuck you, Asa, you fucking cunt. Like, that dude fucked over Arkansas a lot, dude. As soon as he was basically, after like 2020 happened, dude. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm not, I can't run for re-election because I'm termed out now. Yeah, fuck this slimy son of a bitch, dude. You want to talk about a fucking rhino possible pedophile right now, dude? Asa Hutchinson is that fucking guy, dude. That dude is definitely up to some shady shit. If it ain't fucking, fucking on kids, man, it's some other shit then for sure. It's a bunch of fucking coke dealing and stuff like that. It's a bunch of Clinton fuckery is what it is, dude. So, what a fucking scumbag, dude. Yeah, it says current Governor Asa Hutchinson, Arkansas, said Thursday on CNN this morning that he is very seriously looking at a presidential run for 2024. Fuck off, old man, you old career fuck. This is the problem with career politicians, dude. These fuckers never want to give up power, ever, is what it is. I'd like to point something out, too. It's 2022 right now, Asa. You're already an irrelevant fuck, dude. Like, half the people don't know who the fuck you are at this point, bro. The ones that do, like me, want to see you in fucking prison for the rest of your damn life because you're a fucking sack of shit criminal. And yeah, it's a bunch of BS, dude, entirely. Then we got fentanyl shipment bus spike in Mexican border state. Got Kate Blanchett and Tar dismantles woke ideology politics. Don't be so eager to be offended. You got unconscious illegals rescued in Texas near border. Here we go. Going down further on this thing. This is something I've talked about in the last couple of days that I could frankly give a fuck about, dude. But I think it's ridiculous that we're even wasting time to codify this kind of crap is what it is, dude. 12 Senate Republicans vote with Democrats to advance far-left Respect for Marriage Act. How much you want to bet there's a bunch of shady shit shoved into this whole thing, dude? Because that's the thing, right? If this was just like a whole thing about like, okay, we're going to allow like gay marriage kind of thing or whatever, dude, it would just say that. Basically, it'd be like a 1 or 2 page thing is what it is. How much you want to bet this thing is like several hundred pages long and it has like all kinds of fucking pork stuff bullshit in there for their like Democrat MAGA donors and everything else like that, dude. A bunch of rhino MAGA donors for that matter as well on that one. Where it's basically giving like kickbacks to the rich and all kinds of like aid to other countries and stuff again, just like all these omnibus bills have forever is what it is. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised by it, man. I would not be the least bit surprised at all by it. So, anyway, let's go ahead and see who the 12 rhino fucks were. I'm guaranteeing Rob Portman's on this list, dude, because he's going to be out of office in like a month and a half is what it is. Because he retired is what it is then. But I'm sure Mitt Romney's probably on this list as well for that matter. Well, let's go ahead and see here. All right, go ahead and actually do a stop screen share and then re-screen share the actual article here at hand. So, it said 12 Senate Republicans voted with Democrats on Wednesday for the far-left Respect for Marriage Act, which is reportedly designed to provide federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages. Really? You gotta put, like, why the fuck would, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, you seriously gotta put interracial marriages in this thing, you fucking kid. Like, dude, that's already respected. Like, what the fuck? It's just so stupid, man. Like, this is some Democrat retarded bullshit is what it is, dude. Anyway, it says lawmakers voted for the measure 62 to 37 after a bipartisan group of senators made changes to the bill to include a clause about religious liberty. With the amendment agreed upon, the bill will go back to the House before going to Joe Biden's desk. White House has expressed support in the measure. 12 Republicans who voted for the bill include Senators Roy Blunt, Richard Burr, Shelley Moore Caputo, Susan Collins, Jody Ernst, Cynthia Loomis, Lisa Murkowski, shocker, like I said, Rob fucking Portman, and Mitt Romney, like I said on that one, Dan Sullivan, Tom Tullis, and Tom Young. And if you notice, actually, Blunt, I believe it's Blunt, Burr, I'm trying to think who else now. Those two, Portman, and I think one of these other ones down here, like Tillis or something like that. I believe all four of those guys are out of office at the end of the year is what it is, dude. So at least three of them are anyway. And then, of course, you got pieces of shit like Mitt Romney's a rhino scumbag, has been forever is what it is. You got fucking cunts like Joni Ernst who tried to fuck us on gun rights and stuff earlier this year when it came to the Violence Against Women Act crap. She was trying to push an anti-gun shit is what it is, dude. Even though there was never any gun stuff in that ever is what it is, dude. So, yeah, fuck all these fucking people, dude. Like I said, in a just world, they would all be drug off and handcuffs by feds and thrown in prison for the rest of their lives is what it is, dude. But that's not how it's going to be, though. Anyway, says the Respect for Marriage Act was introduced following Supreme Court's overturning Roe v. Wade due to Democrats' unfounded concerns that the Supreme Court would use the Dobbs decision to overrule the court's Orbenthal gay marriage decision. By the way, for those who don't know who Orbenthal is the fucking guy who recently failed to run for office in the state of Ohio, a Democrat trying to run in a Republican-led district, and lost handedly. And I am so happy about that too, by the way, because fuck that fucking guy. Anyway, it says measure passed House in July with the help of 47 Republicans, but Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer agreed to postpone a vote until after midterm so that lawmakers from both sides of the aisle could attempt to address religious liberty concerns. Said RFMA could repeal the Clinton-era Defense of Marriage Act and require the federal government to recognize any marriage that was, quote, valid in the place where entered into. The bill would also require every state to recognize every same-sex marriage that is, quote, valid in the state where the marriage was entered into. As a report from Slate noted, the bill does not go as far as Orbenthal. In that decision, the Supreme Court directed every state to license same-sex marriages, that is, to issue a marriage certificate for same-sex couples. RFMA does not codify this component of the Orbenthal decision. Says, so the RFMA does not force Texas to issue marriage certificates in the same-sex couples, but it does force Texas to recognize a marriage certificate issued to a same-sex couple by New Mexico. In a post-Orbenthal world, a same-sex couple in Texas could drive to New Mexico, obtain a certificate, and force Texas to respect their marriage like any other. See, that's where it gets kind of shady to me in general, because, again, this kind of goes back to First Amendment issues, what it is, dude, I feel like, when it comes to, sort of free speech and stuff like that. But then again, it's also like, sanctity of marriage kind of shit is what it is, dude. And I don't know. Like I said, I have no problem personally with same-sex marriage. Like, hey, if you want to go fuck somebody or whatever the case be and have like a civil union or whatever it is, dude, okay, that's fine, And I think in most cases what it is it's mostly for benefits and stuff like that. Now, for a fact, when it came to the whole Orbenthal decision to begin with, even Jim admitted doubly was what it was, that it was basically he wanted to be on his husband's fucking beneficiary is what it is, dude, for like monetary reasons and stuff like that. And that's the thing. And I have no problem with that, dude, because especially if you're living together for, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, dude, like you should have that ability. You should be able to be their next of kin and stuff like that. I think it's ridiculous if they're not. The problem I have, though, is stuff like that where you're like, oh, yeah, you don't have to have Texas issue these things, but Texas has to recognize this shit. Like, fuck that, dude. I don't have to recognize shit, dude. So, anyway. Continuing on here, it says, bill does have a private right of action clause, which would allow any person who is harmed by a violation of subsection B to bring a civil action in the appropriate district court of the United States against a person who violated such a subsection for declaratory or injunction relief. So basically forcing people to bullshit with your bullshit is what it is, dude. And if they don't, they're going to be able to be sued is what it is then. All that does right there is open up a giant fucking can of worms, by the way, for massive lawsuits to happen and a bunch of fuckery to happen is what it is, dude. And states to be sued is what it is. It's a bunch of crap entirely, dude. Says law would also allow an attorney general to bring civil action against any person who violates the law. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Senators Tammy Baldwin, Christine Sinema, Susan Collins, Rob Portman, and Tom Tillis are responsible for the added amendment entitled No Impact on Religious Liberty or Conscience. That amendment states that nothing in the law shall be construed to diminish or abrogate a religious liberty or conscience protection otherwise available to an individual organization under the Constitution of the United States or federal law. The amendment also states that, quote, consistent with the First Amendment of the Constitution, non-profit religious organizations, including churches, mosques, synagogues, temples, non-denominational ministries, interdenominational, and ecumenical organizations, I don't know how to pronounce that word, honestly, mission organizations, faith-based social agencies, religious educational institutions, so basically like private schools, what they mean on that one, and non-profit entities where principal purpose is the study, practice, or advancement of religion, and any employee of such an organization shall not be required to provide services, accommodations, advances, facilities, goods, or privileges for the solemnization or celebration of a marriage. So basically, they're saying all these places don't have to do your gay marriage, is what it is then. That makes sense. So yeah, it's basically saying, hey, if you want to have a marriage, you can't go into a mosque and have a marriage, basically, and they don't have to bullshit with you is what it is, dude. Same thing with the Catholic Church or whatever the case be. So anyway, it says any refusal under the subsection to provide such services, accommodations, advantage, facilities, goods, or privileges shall not create any civil claim or cause of action. Okay, so basically, it almost sounds like this. I don't know. It's hard to say because the way that that's written, it almost sounds like it could be good because it's like, no, you're not going to basically abuse this thing. But even there, I think it still can be abused, honestly, at this point, dude. Anyway. Says religious liberty proponents say the amendment does nothing to shield Americans who have a traditional view of marriage from being targeted under the law, which it doesn't, by the way. Basically, like the way I feel about this whole thing entirely is when you look at that situation there, it goes back to the whole thing of the dude that was a cake baker, a bakery, and was basically had some same-sex couple try to sue them for not baking their gay wedding cake is what it was. And that's what I feel like this does not address, honestly, because it really doesn't, honestly, dude. And I feel like that's what you're going to have a lot of lawsuits over is that kind of shit now, dude. And it's not okay at all, dude. So, anyway. It says Heritage Action for American Executive Director Jessica Anderson released a statement saying RFMA is an unnecessary piece of legislation that provides for lawsuits against those who simply hold a different view of marriage. Yes, it does. She continued, saying, quote, it seeks to put the federal government in charge of marriage, wipes out the rights of individuals to act in accordance with their personal belief, and discriminates against religious people, treating them as bigots under the law. To make matters worse, the Senate is only now considering the bill in a lame duck period after the American people voted. Exactly. And that right there, this is what I'm saying before, dude. I've said this before, I said it again right now. This is exactly why we should never look at the federal government right now as any kind of legitimate anymore, dude, at this point. Ever since fucking 2020, ever since the fucking, the steal is real, dude, with fucking Biden and company, ever since Warnock and Ossoff and the fucking U.S. Senate and stuff like that, dude, none of this shit should be considered legitimate at all anymore, dude. Like, fuck everybody, dude. Fuck them all. Fuck the federal government. It is a non-entity at this point, dude. And we should go back to states' rights entirely in this country is what it is, dude. Anyway, going back to that Jessica Ullman, she continued on and said, supporters of this legislation have said the expected consideration of the Tillis-Collins-Baldwin amendment would address the religious liberty problems in the original bill, but it would not if it is a messaging excuse that has no teeth, and religious Americans would still be subject to discrimination and targeting under the bill, said any senator who seriously has religious liberty would be insisting on the inclusion of the Senator Mike Lee amendment based on the First Amendment Defense Act, which would actually provide religious liberty rather than respecting individuals. This legislation would open them to persecution, fines, and punishment. Exactly, dude. And that's the entire problem right there in a nutshell, dude. And that's what I'm saying, dude. And I'm not surprised in the least that old fucking rhino pieces of shit like Rob Portman would be fucking the ones behind this crap, dude, entirely. Because again, it's a bunch of BS, dude, entirely. Portman is a fucking scumbag. Portman, just like Sherrod Brown, are two dudes in a fucking room snorting coke together, dude. They are one and the same at that point, dude. Democrat, Rhino, does not matter, dude. They're all fucking scumbags. They're all career politician pieces of shit is what it is, dude. Anyway. Continuing on here, it says Heritage Foundation's Roger Savino wrote that the so-called Religious Liberty Amendment would, quote, provide nothing that is not already guaranteed, he wrote, and it doesn't cover areas where forced participation in same-sex celebrations still occur, such as with private bakers, florists, photographers, and other wedding vendors. Exactly what I said earlier, dude. This is exactly what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to lawsuits against that kind of stuff, dude, when it comes to bakeries and shit like that. So the drafters of these amendments are conjuring the illusion of religious freedom while undercutting it at every turn. Because they're fucking demons, dude. I've said this before, man. I truly believe at this point, honestly, that so many of these people, whether it be Portman or whatever the case be, dude, these people are fucking demonically possessed. They are evil sons of bitches, dude. Anyway, says Family Research Council President Tony Perkins said the bill opens the door to American prosecution. Yes, it does. So not only is the language light years more radical than the justice's ruling 7 years ago, cracking down on parents, charities, adoption agencies, teachers, Christian schools, counselors, and Bible-believing professionals, the government would be declaring open season on anyone who believes in marriage, as it's always been, the union between a man and a woman. The advancement of the RFMA is yet another instance of Senate Republicans providing the votes needed to pass outreaching Democrat legislation, which includes broad sweeping bills concerning gun control and infrastructure, and exactly why every single one of these motherfuckers needs to be tried with high treason. I'll say it like it is, dude. It really is time for that at this point, dude. It's time for the military to do its fucking job right now and start arresting these cocksuckers for high treason at this point, dude. Because they've all committed it, man. They've all committed high treason against American people at this point, dude. With shit like this. With shit like the fucking Uvalde gun control crap, dude. All of it, dude. So, anyway. Continuing on. Rest of the articles of the day here. We got a few other things we want to talk about here. We got DeSantis on rumored civil war with Trump. People just need to chill out. Pence on Trump in 2024. It's time for new leadership. Yeah, fuck you, Pence, you fucking Judas. That dude is a fucking traitor to this country entirely, dude. I mean that seriously. Let's see. Got Emancipation trailer. Will Smith attempts comeback in Apple TV Plus film. The fuck? Then you got Trans Gestapo outs Rosie K from Rosie K Dance Company. Fucking ridiculous. Nick Cannon, father of 12, pays $3+ million a year in child support. God damn, dude. Stop fucking so many different women, bro, and have an actual union with a one chick is what it is, man. Have a bunch of kids with that chick. We got Brandon Fraser says he won't attend Golden Globes if nominated, said former HFPA Prez groped him, apparently. That's creepy and fucked up. We got PA lawmakers impeach Soros-funded Philadelphia district attorney. About fucking time. About fucking time, dude. About fucking time that they did that shit. They should have done that shit a year and a half ago is what it is, bro. But yeah, as I said here, it said Philadelphia House of Representatives on Wednesday voted to impeach George Soros-backed Philadelphia district attorney Larry Krasner. Krasner, who was first elected in 2017, won re-election in 2021 with the help of a $1.7 million boost from Soros's Justice and Public Safety PAC. During his tenure as district attorney, he has reformed Philadelphia's bail laws, overseen fewer convictions, and seen higher recidivism rates. The Republican-led State House passed 7 articles of impeachment against Krasner, advancing his impeachment trial to the GOP-led Senate. So although the GOP controls the majority in Pennsylvania Senate, they will need 6 additional Democrat votes to reach the 2/3 vote required to convict Krasner of being kicked out, is what it is. So the state house's impeachment vote comes amid an increase in crime in Philadelphia. So the CBS reported In a lengthy October 24th report, the Republican-led House Select Committee on Restoring Law and Order would be, which was entitled to look into Krasner's tenure as district attorney, said that over the previous 21 and a half months, there have been 992 homicides in the city of Philadelphia, contrasting it with a 551 over the two-year period of 2015-2016. The report also found that 18 to 20% of gun crimes had been dropped by Krasner's office compared to the 8 to 10% statewide, said Pennsylvania Rep. Martina White, a Philadelphia-based Republican, who introduced the articles of impeachment, criticized Krasner for his dereliction of duty. White said, Larry Krasner is a top law enforcement official who is supposed to be representing the interests of the Commonwealth of Philadelphia criminal cases. His dereliction of duty and despicable behavior is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. No public official is above accountability. That, by the way, would include Tom Wolfe, who was committing a crimes community in Pennsylvania there, dude. And fucking John Fetterman and Josh Shapiro, who are both fucking cheaters in the 2022 midterms. Impeach those motherfuckers too, man. Anyway, says a Philadelphia Senate Majority Leader spokesman told the Washington Free Beacon that Senate shares the concerns expressed by leaders in the Philadelphia House of Representatives about how the crime crisis has affected Philadelphia and the Commonwealth as a whole. However, Pennsylvania Democrats argue Krasner has not committed an impeachable offense. Bullshit, motherfuckers. And that his conviction would overturn the will of the voters. Fuck y'all, man. Fuck y'all. As I've said before, dude, this is the entire problem with Pennsylvania nutshell right now, dude. The fact that you have like 200-something fucking people in their state house and X amount in their state senate is what it is, dude. And it's like, no, kick like half of these fuckers out of there, dude, entirely. One county, one rep. 77 counties, 77 state reps is what it needs to be, bro. Seriously. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway. Continuing on with this, though, I'm going to go ahead and do a rescreen share of what I'm actually reading here, which is where right about here in this point, where my blue cursor is at here. But yeah, as I said here, it said, Democrats claim that he is not an impeachable offense. In a statement after the impeachment vote, Krasner claimed that the State House impeached him without presenting a single shred of evidence connecting our policies to any uptick in crime. Bullshit, you fucking dickless piece of crap. Said history will harshly judge this anti-democratic authoritarian effort to erase Philly's votes by black, brown, and broken people in Philadelphia, Krasner added, and voters will have the last word. They've already had the last word, you dickless piece of shit. They fucking said, fuck you, Larry Krasner. You helped kill our fucking kids. Get the fuck out, asshole. There have been many people in the city of Philadelphia, including the father whose fucking 15-year-old son was shot to death outside their fucking house getting some water out of their vehicle, including the black mothers who all lost sons to the fucking gang violence going on in Philly there, of fucking gangbangers with fucking firearms killing their fucking kids. And every single one of them said, no, my child would still be alive today if it wasn't for Larry Krasner's dickhead fucking policies. So fuck you, Larry, you fucking piece of shit Soros puppet. Fucking asshole. Anyway, it says Krasner's impeachment is the latest reputation of Soros-funded district attorneys across the country. In June, San Francisco voters recalled Soros prosecutor Chasa Baldwin, Democrat, and LA District Attorney George Gascon narrowly avoided a recall effort earlier this year. Gascon should be gone too, by the way. That guy's a fucking sack of shit and then some, dude. That motherfucker let a dude out who fucking raped a like 8 or 9-year-old girl in a fucking bathroom when he was like days away from his 18th birthday is what it was, and has since then been a multi-time fucking felon after the fact. It's absolute bullshit, dude. Anyway, going back to what I was saying there, yeah. 107 to 85 was the vote there in Pennsylvania's House of Representatives, dude. So that means 192 people is what they have right there. That's just the ones that voted, by the way. There might be more than that even. So you're talking about at least 192 representatives in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives when they have 77 fucking counties, dude. So you're talking about almost 3-1 is what they have right now, dude, when it comes to counties versus representation. And it's like, no, bro, get rid of fucking 2/3 of them, and you have an actual representation of Philadelphia then. Or, sorry, an actual representation of Pennsylvania, and you have Philadelphia having one representative is what it is then, dude. And that whole area that the county is in is what it is. Instead of like 50 is what it ends up being right now, dude. Or something crazy like that. Might be even more than that. I'm thinking about it offhand. But yeah, just fucking ridiculous, dude, entirely. Let's see now. Going back to the other stuff for the day here that we want to talk about for a little bit here. We got witness, one of Sunday's UAV victims was asleep when fatally shot. That's just sad, man. For those who don't know, that was a black on black crime. Fucking media wasn't barely even talking about it. You had no media outlets except for Fox even showing what the guy's picture was that committed the crime. And yeah, it's just sad, man. The dude killed a bunch of his ex-teammates or whatever it was, and just a nutcase is what it seems like in general. But yeah, it's just disgusting, dude. And that's the problem, dude. Whenever you have black on black crimes, it's like as soon as that shit comes out, man, it's like media's like, nope, get the fuck out of here. Because they refuse to talk about it, man, is what it is. That's why I will. Then we got black supremacist piece of shit Daryl Brooks, who should be run over many times with the fucking vehicle. Gets life in prison for Waukesha Christmas parade massacre. Dude, I'll tell you what, I was talking to my mom about this the other day, actually, and I said specifically then, if we wanted to have justice in this country, you would have Wisconsin bring back the death penalty just for this fucking cunt, and that's it, man. And it would be, you would put him in a stock and pillory. Those know what that is basically you put your head in the thing and then you put your feet in something else is what it is. And you would just have every family member of every victim be able to take a shot at this motherfucker, man. And you have the one who had the youngest child killed there get the death blow on his ass. And that's how we deal with these fuckers, do once and for all. No appeals courts, no fucking whatever, no 6 consecutive life terms, none of that shit, dude. The people whose families were killed and hurt get to kill this motherfucker. It's as simple as that. But honestly, I don't know, man. I just hope, truthfully, though, this dude gets put in a prison where there is a lot of fucking people that hate his ass, dude. I would love to see this guy get his ass kicked every day that he's in prison right now, dude. And I don't know if there's Aryan Nation in these places. I don't know if there's Aryan Brotherhood. I don't know if there's any other, affiliated like white gangs in there or any kind of like black gangs or Latino gangs or whatever it is, dude. But hopefully, because this dude fucked with kids is what it was, dude, and killed a bunch of kids and stuff like that, and old people and stuff like that, man. Hopefully everybody wants a piece of his ass at this point, dude. And I hope they tear his fucking ass apart at this point, dude, in prison. And I hope the fucking CEOs just let it happen. Because fuck this motherfucker, dude. Anyway. Then we got one of 2 illegal aliens accused of murdering canine officer Ned Bird to plead guilty in federal charges. Then we got Biden crime wave. Target reports $400 million in looting losses. Shocker. Not surprised on that one. Police, Chicago parolee carjacks vehicle with baby inside, crashes into other cars. Jesus fucking Christ. And we got armed security guard fights off gunman at Buffalo substance abuse clinic. Jesus fuck, man. Thanks a lot, Kathy Hunkel, you stupid fucking cunt. And we got Boston researchers claim universal masking in schools can counter structural racism. Fuck you, fucking anti-white racist pieces of shit, dude. Trying to fuck with little kids is what it is, man. All this shit does, and by the way, I'll talk about universal masking for a minute here, dude. All that shit has been proven to do, man, is turn kids autistic and shit now and fuck with their verbal skills and stuff like that because they can't see each other's fucking faces for the past 2 years, you jerk-offs. You've permanently fucked an entire generation mentally right now, dude, and stunted their fucking growth for the next, 10 years is what it is. Because of that bullshit. Anyway. Continuing on, there we got Dumbass McCarthy saying, let's make China dependent on our energy. How about you fucking destroy China entirely, asswipe? How about that instead, McCarthy? How about you tell China to go fuck itself and shut it the fuck down permanently with some EMP drops, motherfucker? How about that, douchebag? Yeah, then we got Republicans stick with Mitch. McConnell wins re-election as Senate GOP leader. Will set record as longest party leader. 10 defectors vote for Rick Scott. Fuck McConnell, dude. That guy, you want to talk about a Chi-Com fuckboy, dude? McConnell is a fucking puppet of China right now, dude. His wife is a literal Chinese bitch, is what it is, dude. And she has ties to China, is what it is. That dude is 100% bought and paid for a fucking sack of shit, dude. We got Alaska update. Kelly Trabaka maintains narrow lead over Senator Lisa Murkowski in first round. Sarah Palin trails Democrat. For those who don't know, Alaska did ranked choice voting, which is apparently it's literally one of the stupidest things ever created, basically. And apparently it's like a bunch of rounds of voting instead of just, hey, I'm the fucking winner of this thing. Go fuck yourself. Then we got Fulton County judge overturns Georgia's heartbeat abortion bill. Man, fuck these Obama appointee judges anymore, for real, dude. They only, honestly, again, going back to what I said earlier about, stripping people of license and stuff like that when I was talking about in the last episode with fucking these child psychiatrists being stripped of medical license and stuff like that, dude. How the fuck are these judges not being disbarred at this point, bro? How the fuck are they not being disbarred at this point for this kind of shit? Because you're literally ending human life. You should be considered a mass murdering, crimes against humanity piece of shit at this point, dude, and be catching Nuremberg fucking charges at this point, bro. Seriously. Then we got California projects $25 billion deficit after $98 billion surplus because Gavin Newsom's a fucking dipshit. And a child molester, too, by the way, on that one. And we got Biden using DHS to funnel taxpayer money to open borders lobby. How is that not an impeachable offense at this point, dude? If Trump was doing that shit, he would have been impeached on day number 1, bro. Fuck me, dude. Seriously. Then we got donors rush Republicans to throw support behind farm worker amnesty because there's a bunch of little aliens in this fucking country. Fuck all those people, dude. They should be thrown out first, is what it is. Stop undercutting Americans' labor, assholes, by allowing a bunch of fucking illegals in this country to fuck over our wages, is what it is, douchebags. How about that? How about that, motherfuckers? God, Melania Trump is so fucking hot. That was the best first lady of my lifetime, man. That's one thing I will say. That's one thing I would give Trump, man, if he was able to get a go again. As much as I don't want him to be in there, is what it is, though. We could at least have Melania back as first lady again, and have a hot piece of ass as first lady, man. Have our modern day Jackie O, baby. Yeah, Melania is so much hotter than Jackie O was, by the way. Then we got poll DeSantis with a plus 18 over Trump in hypothetical GOP primary. Thought that was pretty interesting. And that's pretty much the stories that day then. So, yeah. It's a bunch of shit, though, man, honestly. Like, the whole fucking thing is just crap entirely. When you have all this fuckery going on in our country and our, world and stuff. And, yeah, it's just a bunch of scumbag motherfuckers, dude, entirely. It just makes me sad, man. It really does. Huh. Actually, I just updated this thing. This is pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and read some more of these. Before we go here, I'm going to read a couple more stories here. Headlines for the stories, actually. Which, the first one here was Venezuela-based. You have exclusive. 1,000 Venezuelans surged to El Paso, believing Title 42 is now over. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. And then we got Moscow saying Ukraine and Russophobia. Poland tried to provoke direct conflict between Russia and NATO. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we actually see a World War III by the end of the year at this point, honestly, due to very early January 2023, maybe. Then we got old eye patch McCain, fuckboy, rhino sack of shit, Dan Crenshaw, Mr. Taps Act himself. Nags Germany and other countries for Ukraine money. Then we got Russia blasts crumbling Ukraine energy infrastructure with another barrage. We're talking about the gay marriage thing. Democrat Karen Bass projected winner in LA mayor race. For those who don't know who Karen Bass is, she was actually a current congresswoman who was a fucking communist. She was literally part of the Weather Underground, I believe it was the 70s or 80s. And yeah, her ass should be in prison for terrorism right now, dude. The fact that she was even allowed to be in this race for the mayor's office is ridiculous, dude, entirely. Then we got Caruso spent $100 million to lose to Democrat machine. Jesus fuck. Dude, seriously. How the fuck are you going to spend $100 million for a fucking mayor race? That's psychotic, dude. Although, to be fair, if we're going to talk about that legitimately, I've talked about it before, actually, with New York City and in LA, California. Those are basically city states at this point, dude. You more or less have those being like governor's races, but even still, like $100 million fucking dollars. Are you serious, bro? Like, that's insane. That's fucking nuts, dude. And we also had a driver plows into a group of LA County Sheriff's recruits, several injured in that hit and run. Fucking ridiculous, dude. I will say one thing, though, now that we have the picture of Nick Cannon and the kid there, that baby is cute. That baby is cute. So, I think that's probably his latest baby at this point, number 12 of 12. That's crazy, though, dude. $3 million in child support a month. Or no, sorry, that's a year. Never mind, I thought it was a month. Yeah, even still, though, $3 million a year? Like, damn, dude. That's a lot of fucking money, bro. Like, stop knocking up a bunch of different chicks, dude. Seriously. Yeah, that baby is super cute, man. Anyway. I'm going to go ahead and read that Nick Cannon story because I kind of want to see exactly what it said. I want to see if it actually breaks down the per month is what it is, honestly, on that one. Or not. Yeah, it said the television host and rapper Nick Cannon, who is soon to be a father of 12, revealed that he pays a lot more than $3 million on child support annually, stating, "I don't plan to ever have to participate in the governmental system of child." Said, while the Sun has established that Cannon nearly paid $3 million a year in child support, television host told the Neighborhood Talk that the actual amount is much higher than that. He said, "I definitely spend a lot more than that on children annually," adding, "I don't plan to ever have to participate in the governmental system of a child." Said Cannon, who recently announced that singer Alyssa Scott is pregnant with his 12th child, has also recently celebrated the birth of his 11th child, a daughter, Zeppelin Cannon, with Abby De La Rosa. Okay, so that's probably the kid in the actual picture there. That little baby in the picture there's probably his 11th kid then. Said, quote, "Our dearest, beautiful Zeppelin Cannon, we've known you for 2 days now, and I'm still in awe that you chose Nick Cannon and I to be your parents," De La Rosa wrote in an Instagram post on Sunday. "Not one single word can express the love we have for you." And she said some other stuff then too as well. Let's see. It says Cannon and De La Rosa are already parents to 17-month-old twin boys, Zion and Zellian. Some weird ass names, by the way. I'm just gonna say, look at his dude. It says Cannon also has 11-year-old twin daughters, Monroe and Monaco and Moroccan, with ex-wife Mariah Carey. It says television host also has 3 kids with Brittany Bell, a 5-year-old son named Golden, 18-month-old daughter named Powerful, and 1-month-old son Rise. Man, these kids are going to be fucked up when they're adults for real with those kind of names. Yeah, it's just fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, that's pretty much about it for that, though. So, yeah, needless to say, that's a shitload of money, dude. And, yeah, it is what it is, though. But, anyway, that's pretty much it for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all on the next one.